Hello, welcome to the UYG Show Series number 3. We are discussing mental health and success. This is episode number 8. We are doing part 2 of the subject personal development and mental wellness. So if you missed last week's episodes, you can feel free afterwards to go back, check it out, because we discussed everything to do with defining what personal development is. We looked at some key strategies that you could use in, developing yourself personally, in life, and career. Now, today we're going to be looking at the second segment of this subject, and we will look at challenges faced in personal development, but also practices that you could adapt every day to ensure that you are developing yourself. Before I dive too deep into the subject, let me first of all do the housekeeping, as they call it, and say welcome to our YouTube channel, UYG International. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Also hit the bell so that you could be notified every time we upload a brand new video. Also connect with us on social media. If you haven't already, we are on Facebook, UYG Social Enterprise, on Instagram, UYG Social Enterprise, and of course, LinkedIn, UYG Social Enterprise as well. So we hope that you connect with us. You can also visit our website, which is www.unleashyourselfwithgladnesscic.com. Right, so my name is Gladness Katega. I am the founder and executive director for Unleash Yourself with Gladness CIC, also referred to as UYG Social Enterprise. And I will be your host today. For this episode, we're discussing personal development and mental wellness part 2. So now, as we did say, I will just recap briefly that personal development is about building your capacity in life, personally, and in work or career. So what are some of the challenges that you may face? We have seen in our case studies. So we practice personal development ourselves in this organization, but it's one of the services that we provide through courses, coaching, mentoring. And what we realize is there are various challenges that we have seen our service users come to us with. So we will discuss some of those challenges. One of the challenges is there is an element to unrealistic expectations. Unrealistic expectations, like there's a magic wand that if I just do this, if I just read a book or two, and then, I should just be successful automatically, or I should have, be the best that I possibly can. Well, it's unrealistic because personal development is a growth journey, right? It's a growth journey, and you could say that there's actually no full stop, because you could always get better, you could always improve, you could always level up any area of your life. So I personally believe that full potential is it's uncapped. So we need to be realistic when we say we're developing ourselves or we're working. It has to be continuous. It's not something that you start and stop. Ideally, it's practice that you have to do on a regular basis. So and I will be sharing some of the things that you could do every day in the latter half of this episode. So we need to be realistic. There is also a challenge of fear, right? A lot of people are fearful when it comes to personal development because they are fearful of the unknown. You're scared to go into improving yourself. You're even scared to discover, what you will find out about yourself. Or you just are scared of reading, you're scared of challenge. Sometimes even just developing yourself can be challenging. So we need to really just think about what is the worst that could happen, right? Look, when it comes to fear, I say feel the fear and do it anyway, because actually what is the worst that could happen? Yeah, look at what's the worst that could happen, and what is it? There is no cost to improving yourself in terms of sitting down and just learning. There is ways of, people think, oh, I have to go and, buy certain things. No, actually with the internet age today, you could practice personal development just via Google. There are so many tips and hints that you could practice. And of course, you can also get support. Here at UYG Social Enterprise, personal development is one of the things that we are passionate about. It's one of the things that we support individuals with on a daily basis. One of the other challenges that we have seen is the need for perfectionism. So there's no need for perfect. You will actually find out things as you practice personal development. You become self-aware. You will have ups and downs, right? There is no smooth sailing. Life is not smooth sailing. You will face challenges. So you don't need to wait for things to be perfect. There is also the issue of procrastination, where you're waiting for a particular time, a particular thing to happen. You keep telling yourself that once I have finished my studies, or once I accomplish a year in work, or once I do this or that, or once I have the kids, or once I get married. But those are just procrastination. They're just excuses that you make that you really need to overcome. There is no better time than the present. There is no better time than today to start working on your personal development. In fact, in doing so, you will be able to become a better version of whatever it is that you're doing at that moment. You will become a better mother. You will understand yourself better and how to deal with some of the issues you go through every day. One of the other issues that we have seen in our case studies is that there is lack of taking responsibilities for things that happen in our lives. So personal development is hindered, or it's a barrier, because you keep blaming other people, or you're blaming your life experiences instead of doing something about it. You are busy feeling sorry, and there's this playing the victim card that is said. So we have to learn to grow in life, in career, in every area of our being. We have to learn to take responsibility. So when things happen, you have to question and ask yourself, how could I have done this better? Or what is it that I contributed to where I am today? Because life, you are where you are based on your choices and the decisions that you made. So if we take responsibility for ourselves and make the conscious choice of improving and learning from our experiences, or learning from our mistakes, this is what we call part of personal development. Now, there are so many challenges that we could go into, but I think I'll go on the last one of saying lack of support. Sometimes we are discouraged to develop ourselves because nobody else is. I shared in the last episode, growing up, personal development was not a subject that I even have ever heard of, right? There was nobody talking about it. There was nobody to support me. I had to do everything myself. Well, if there is lack of support in developing yourself, you could try networking, right? Network with people in the community or other people who are looking to better themselves. In this day and age, social media has made it so easy for us, right? There's that element of maybe you cannot go out for whatever reason, but actually you have groups. There's social groups, there's Facebook groups, there's social communities, there's virtual communities in various areas. So whatever area of development you want to work on, you cannot lack to find a community that can help you or support you in that. So last but not least, I also want to add this to one of the challenges is that pride. Pride can be a challenge to personal development. How? Well, we have seen some clients who we have to question, or you have to question yourself, reasons to which you are developing yourself. Personal development is supposed to be for your own wellness, well-being, for the desire to improve yourself, not the desire to be better than others. Because when you start having ego and pride into things, it does hinder personal development, right? Your intentions need to be to better yourself and not necessarily to be better than others. Only doing it that way would you would you make the most of personal development and growth? So before we dive deep into the next question or the next subject, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be looking at some of the key practices that you could adapt on a daily basis to work on your personal development. We'll see you shortly right after this.
UYG is a community interest company, a social enterprise that helps individuals to release themselves from stagnation to a condition of supreme well-being and good spirits, happiness and abundance. UYG's vision is to support individuals to overcome challenges in life and assist in their self-reflection journey. We strive to see people live in mental wellness, supreme well-being and good spirit. UYG provides services that benefits the community by supporting individuals, families, relations, and couples through their self-discovery journey. UYG's mission is to help individuals heal from hurt, loss, and trauma to receive wholeness. Our work is to transform lives through self-discovery and personal development training. At UYG Social Enterprise, our work is to increase awareness and share insight for solutions to life challenges that often affect individuals' well-being.
Welcome back to the UYG show. Now, for the next part of the show, we'll be looking at what key practices could an individual adapt to maintain personal development on a daily basis. I did say just before we went on the break that personal development is capacity building on a regular basis. It's a journey. You rediscover yourself, you learn more and more every day. I personally have. I tell you this, since I started this journey of personal growth, personal development, I am learning something new about myself every other day, right? So it is a continuous journey. So what do we do? What can we do on a day-to-day basis? Well, I'm going to share with you 5 things that you could do to successfully practice personal development. So, number 1, now this is one of my my favorite thing to say, if you like. Those of you who know me and follow me, is vision. You need to get clarity on your life's vision. You will not succeed in personal development without a clear direction of where it is that you want to go in life. That can only happen with having a clear vision of who you want to be. What is that greater self that you're trying to achieve? Once you have clarity on vision for your life, it becomes easy. You would have they say, understanding your why. You would have your reasons as to why you are accomplishing or why you are practicing building yourself. So even when it does get hard or difficult, your why is your greatest motivator, right? Lack of motivation, again, is one of the challenges that people face. Now, that happens is because you haven't got clear on your why. Your why, the reason you're doing what you're doing, is your greatest motivator, and it will drive you towards your daily practices of personal development and growth. Second, you need to write down your goals, right? You need to get clear on the vision and then write down the goals. So once you have your life vision, you then need to break that down into, you can do 10-year goals, 5-year goals, 2-year goals, 1-year goals. And then every month in that 1 year, 12 months, what is it that you're going to be working on to ensure that you are going in the right direction of your life vision, right? So I'll say that again. Writing down your goals means writing down the things that you want to accomplish on a yearly basis, then a monthly basis, and actually even weekly. So every day you need to write down, this is what I'm going to do today towards the goals that you set up for the week, which is in correlation to the goals that you set up for the month, in relation to the yearly goals, and eventually towards your life goal. It's very important, because actually until you write things down, it's not tangible. It's almost just a dream, right? It's still a dream. It's not real. It's not going to manifest until you write it down. And next is actually take action. Take action towards those goals. There is no point you setting out goals if you're going to not take actions and be consistent. Along with that, number 4 is actually you need to set a deadline. Now, those goals, setting a deadline means you need to set SMART goals. Once you set your goals, they need to be SMART, so they need to be specific, they need to be measurable, they need to be achievable, they need to be realistic, and they need to be timely. So all of these are not in any particular order, by the way. The points I'm sharing, as you can see, they do interlap. So your goals need to be specific. When you set a goal, you need to be specific so that it's measurable. It needs to be something that is realistic, that you can achieve. Not telling yourself, for example, you may set a goal of, say, I want to lose, 10 pounds, or I want to go a dress size. Now, is it realistic to say you will lose a dress size in a week or a month? Probably not, right? So you need to be realistic in that goal so that it's actually achievable. Again, with achievable, it's saying things that are realistically can happen, right? You can't say, for example, my goal is to fly to the moon, next month. Is that realistic? Do you have the tools, the capacity, and the resources to achieve that goal? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. And last but not least, in setting SMART goals, it needs to be timely. So if you don't have a set time as to when you want to achieve these particular goals, then it's likely not to happen. This is where we do see in our clients, year in, year out, it's a new year, you make New Year resolutions. But what happens after that New Year resolution, it gets to February, March. If you haven't sat down to write down, one, what the vision is or resolution is, set goals towards it, what happens is time lapses and you haven't done anything because your subconscious mind has nothing to work with. Again, some of the practices that you would do, that I do every day, is to meditate. Writing the goals is also a form of meditating on those goals, because you need to really speak to your subconscious mind that you're trying to achieve this. Now, I will give you an example. Comment down below, or use the comment or the chat box to actually say if you could relate to this. Once you, for example, have a goal, or you set yourself to achieve something, let's say you want to buy a particular car, or you want to get a particular bag, have you experienced this, should I say, that you start seeing that thing everywhere you go? I've set my eyes on a particular car. Now, because I've put it in my subconscious mind, I want to get this particular car. What happens is your brain starts activating and showing you that particular thing. You will notice this. You will start seeing that car everywhere you go. Why? Well, because your mind is alert and is aware that you're trying to accomplish something. Now, this is where your brain is so magnificent, and it will create and find solutions for you to be able to achieve that particular thing. That is what goal setting does. So if you don't write it down, then you're less likely to achieve that goal. What else we said? Then we take action, and we take action consistently. Now, the last thing that you will do is you have to, on a daily basis, measure your progress and reward yourself. Measure your progress, reward yourself, celebrate yourself when you have accomplished those small steps, right? Because we said it's a journey. I personally do this every week. So every week I set my goals. This is what I want to achieve. And at the end of the week, I look back and I celebrate those things that I did manage to achieve, right? Because when you do that, it's a form of motivation for yourself. Our body works on motivation. So in celebrating yourself, you also have to measure, right? So measure by looking at what have I managed to achieve. It will help you know how far along you are towards achieving your long-term goals, Right, I could go on and on about this, but I'm going to end here because we have run out of time. But it has been great talking about personal development and mental wellness. If you do want to get in touch with us, want to get in touch with myself, I am also the purpose coach for UYG Social Enterprise, and personal development is one of the services that I provide and support in that area. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can get notification when we are back every Sunday, 6 p.m. GMT. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next week. We'll be talking about mental wellness and business mindset. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now, and God bless. Welcome to the UYG Show. Yes. What is it then that gets somebody to that state? Is it things they experience in life?
Because they want that person to feel that, oh, I can't, they're not good enough, they cannot be like that.
No bills will be paid.
Correct.
And the stress will accumulate.
Correct. All of those things.
Help you take that pressure and turn it into diamonds. So see you next time on the UYG Show.